Hey everyone, it's Rambling Hour with Lisa, Season 13, Episode 8, coming to you from the living room. As you know, last week I was sick, and the week before I didn't even do my Rambling Hour, I think because I was sick. Or was it New Year? I remember canceling something because I was sick. I think it was my Rambling Hour on one of the weeks after New Year's. Well, what day is it today? Yeah, the 21st, so the 7th. So I didn't do a Rambling Hour on the 7th because I was too sick. I did one on the 14th, sick. And I am, yay, still sick. So not only with the 100-day cough that Aurora still has, she's the first one in the house to have it. She's not sick at all. She says she just has the cough. And it's been over a month, so who knows when the cough will go away. But mine is more than just a cough. So do excuse me if I do go into a little bit. I heard on a podcast, Steve's favorite comedian, Jason Manford. He has a podcast, and on there they were talking about the 100-day cough, and supposedly the way to get rid of it is to try and not cough. So coughing irritates the throat, and then your irritated throat makes you cough. So if you can try and not cough, then the irritation can heal, but it's almost impossible. Sometimes I do try not to cough, but sometimes you're just like choking out a cough. So who knows when that'll go away. It's a bit sore, but it's more annoying than anything. The rest is just like feeling exhausted and crappy. Like yesterday I took so things are getting done slowly around the house, but eventually. So yesterday I finally brought the bins. The Christmas bins were in the entranceway. I finally got them upstairs. Yesterday or the day before. Maybe it was the day before. But just bringing the Christmas bins from the entranceway to the upstairs was like so exhausting. You know when you have the flu and like just lifting something makes you feel exhausted? It was hard work, but I wanted it done. So sorry, my stepson Thomas helped me put them in the loft. However, from the dining room into the entranceway, I put all the other stuff that goes Christmassy, whether it's in boxes or whatever, not the bins, because I wanted to put the bins in the loft first. There's a spot on my phone and it's bugging me. I didn't get it. Sorry, I have paint on my phone. Or no, actually, I think it's a crack on the screen protector. Yeah, so bins are up in the loft. All the stuff that is still Christmassy, but not, it's ready to go up in the loft, but it's still in the entranceway. So things are slowly happening, but I'm still sick, so it's slow. I told Steve maybe the Christmas decorations will be put away by Easter. The washing machine broke about a week ago, and not only did it break, it flooded the laundry room. So all the clothes that were, I allow the kids to just dump their dirty clothes on the floor, because on the floor we know it's dirty. Luckily, all that clothes is there, so it sopped up all the water. Unluckily, the washing machine was broken, and so I have all this wet clothes. Mom says, hi, Lisa. Auntie Joan says, hi, Lisa. Hi, guys. So I have all this wet clothes, thinking the washing machine will be fixed soon enough because it's under warranty. The guy comes out, and not the, we have a front-loading washing machine, and it's not the metal drum, but when you take off if you took off the frame, the cabinet that it's in, there's another round plastic thing that holds the drum in. That plastic thing has this big tear in it, like a big gash, like something went through it, and who knows what went through it. It's just crazy, but that's why it flooded. So I have all this wet clothes. Then so he came out to look at that. He said that it's almost the same price to get a new one as it is to replace that piece. So, but the warranty that we went through, they are getting it repaired, whatever. It's their money, so they're going to repair it. But it's not going to be until this Thursday. So that's almost 2 weeks without a washing machine. And they call them laundrettes here, but laundromats, laundrettes, they are not as prevalent as they used to be. Maybe in bigger cities they might have more, but it was hard to find one. It was hard to find one that was open, but I went on Saturday and did a couple loads, and I'm going to finish tomorrow, and that should be fine until Thursday, but especially the wet clothes, because it'll just start going moldy if it didn't get washed soon. So So not only that, we're like, okay, well, the washing machine's not working, but at least the dryer is, right? So if I went to the laundromat and washed stuff, I could bring it home and dry it. No, the dryer was making a noise, and then the drum just seized up. So the dryer's on the fritz as well. Luckily, they're Samsung, both of them, and so Samsung products have a 5-year warranty. I'm not sure how it is around the world, but you need to check into it now too, because I guess they changed something where it's a 2-year warranty, and if you want, like, but it is a 5-year warranty, but you have to go online to register your appliance for it to qualify for the 5 years. Otherwise, it's just 2 years. That crunching noise is Lena playing with her toys. So, washer, dryer, not working. They're not coming. They're going to fix the dryer up. He's going to bring parts that he thinks he needs for the dryer, so he's going to try and fix it on Thursday with the washing machine. Fine. Because those things aren't working and I had to clean out a bunch of stuff out of the laundry room for them to even look at it, I took the opportunity. So our laundry room is not going to be our laundry room because we're building it. No, Lena, I'm not playing right now. The laundry room is not going to be the laundry room eventually, because we're going to have an extension on the side where there's a utility room where the washer and dryer will go. So I haven't really ever done anything to that room. It used to be a bathroom a long time ago, what they call toilet here. It was just a toilet and a sink, so a half bath, as we call it in North America. And because the things were taken off the wall and everything, the paint was missing. It looked really gross. And I had wanted to paint it, but I never painted it because I knew that we're going to do renovations. Then when we did the renovations, then it would get done. But because everything was out of there, we have extra paint in the garage, some of which, one of the colors I used was from before I even got here. That's like 10-year-old paint at least. Although it was one of Steve's stepsons who don't keep in contact. And it was for his room. And he moved out like 2 years before I got here. So it's like 12-year-old paint, but it works and it looks good. And so I painted it's also because like this sickness that I have is enough to just make me feel like crap. I can't do anything like I can't exert myself, you know, so, but I can do things slowly. So I took this opportunity to paint the laundry room. It looks great. I am going to, once the washing machine and dryer are fixed and everything's back in place, I'll take some I have before pictures already, but I'll take some after pictures and I'll put them on. But that's what I've been doing. So yeah, I just feel like crap, and let's talk about everything that's around me. So I know I'm not the only one. Like this house, Steve still feels like crap. And yeah, it's just, this is lingering. And I know in Canada, people have this as well too. Hey, Gay, look, my hair's still wet from my shower, but I dyed my roots. So that's something I accomplished as well. Things are slowly getting done, not as quickly as I want them to, but I've also cleaned out the office. It's looking better. Just like I said, slowly but surely, especially putting all the Christmas decorations away. It always makes it feel cleaner and emptier and just... Okay, so this hoodie I'm wearing says Plant Lovers Club. I ordered this from somebody I follow on Instagram. Her Instagram page or her Facebook page is called Earth, Wind, and Plants, and she's a plant lover, house plant lover, and also she makes clothing apparel. This one I asked, like custom made, like for this one label on the front, and I wanted a label on the back. I also asked her to put the label lower because it's a hoodie, but also because of my long hair, you wouldn't be able to read it. So let's see how this works when I turn around with my hair down. Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted. So, house plants, it's not collecting. I mean, it's not hoarding, it's collecting. Can you see that? I hope you can see it. I can't, every time I turn, it like goes. Anyways, so this is one of my new hoodies. I ordered it. She lives in the States. So, actually, I didn't order it. Steve ordered it for me as part of my Christmas gift. Shipping was actually way cheaper than I thought it would be. So, like I said, Earth, Wind, and Plants, if you want to get any clothing apparel, I wanted to support her business. This one is like a beige color. It says, Certified Plant Lover Green Thumb. And there is sweatpants that match this, but she didn't have any in stock when I ordered this, or when Steve ordered this. So again, sorry about the cough. I can't do anything about it really. So I'm going to get the sweatpants that match this as well. Same color, and then this on the leg. And again, it's a hoodie. I also ordered a few stickers. So Plant Lovers Club and Earth, Wind, and Plants. So, yeah, that is one thing that I have beside me, but that's where this hoodie's from. And again, my nice cozy blanket from Allison for Christmas. Just being sick, there's no reason that I can't still ramble. No, nothing wrong with my mouth. So yeah, so that's why I'm wearing my hoodie. I wear them around the house to keep me cozy, and they're super soft on the inside, and it makes me feel good about my plant life and supporting small business, and just, yeah, that's what I'm trying to do in this new year, is just get every area a little bit more into focus. Like I said, even buying plants, it's more about the making sure the ones I have are healthy and loved instead of buying new ones. Especially with going to Canada in the summer, and then there's less plants. So this is an alocasia, and it is loving the bathroom upstairs. You can see the healthy new leaves. It likes a humid environment. So I have a few alocasias, and they, there's probably maybe even baby. Oh yeah, there's a baby growing. I already see it coming up. So you can get corms. Corms in here. They're like kind of like bulbs. They're called corms, and you get that's how you can reproduce inside here and get corms and start new plants. So this is the one I brought it down from the bathroom for it to be our plant today. Also, now this doesn't have to be a long read. It took me a long time just because I don't let myself sit down enough to read, but I finally finished Visions, Trips, and Crowded Rooms. My hair I hate when it's so flat on top. That's why, as it dries, I like to, puff it up. I need some volume. Especially because curly hair, is out. I like it, big this way, but I like it big on the top, too. I don't want it flat. So, the reason I'm saying that is because I'm going to take a screenshot with this, right? Oh, yeah, not only that, I got a breakout on my chin. You can't really see them because I covered them up, but I got pimples on my chin. I got a third lip, which is a cold sore. And, those things, when your body runs down, it just runs down. So, this is a really good book. It can be a quick read, but it's short stories. So, you can read a few at a time. I really enjoyed it. I knew I would. And the thing is, a lot of the stories, though, I have heard online and on podcasts and different things, because I am so involved, not involved, what's the word? What's the word when you dive into something, just immersed in this world that, things before death and everything else. I have heard some of these stories already before, but I still really enjoyed it. I do recommend it. Speaking of death talk, because I know my mom loves when I talk about the subject, I follow, you guys know that I got those cards, the death deck. It's like a playing card deck, and so you can play the game, but it also helps you with deciding things that that you want at your death or after your death or whatever. Well, where I found that, I don't remember which came first. I think I found them on the Death Doula website. Good Death. Oh, I'll put it in the comments. I think it's called Good Death. I follow them on Instagram as well. And Good Deeds, Good Death. Oh, my brain. But anyways, a couple days ago they were talking about Made. Made is a Canadian thing. So this book is by Canadian authors. And I know somebody who, we've talked about it last year, 2021, when my friend Margaret Rose passed away. She used Made. Made is medical assistance in dying. And this is when it's euthanasia. Oh, what's it called again? Not euthanasia. Yeah, when you sign up for Made, it's assisted suicide, and when you're terminal and such. She was stage 4 cancer. She lived with it for years past. They only gave her a couple of years to live, and she lived years past her diagnosis. But there came a time when she was ready, and it was time for her to go. And she had a maid in place for quite a while. And then when it was time, she chose to use it, and it was a beautiful story. I told you guys about it, like when it happened 2 years ago. So I need to go back and listen because I know it was a beautiful story, but I don't want to get the facts wrong. So I'll tell you about it later. But because they were talking about this on Instagram a couple days ago, and because I have a friend who used Made, and because not everywhere offers this, I'm not in Canada, but Canada is really lucky to be able to have this for people who believe in it and need it. Medical assistance in dying. The thing is, even if you wouldn't do it for yourself because of your religion, of your whatever your beliefs are, it doesn't mean that other people shouldn't be able to have access to something like this. None of us know what it's like to live in a situation where you're terminal, where you're in pain every day, or, you know, so anyways, they were talking about this book, and so what did I do? I ordered it. So whoop, this one is going to bounce in front of everything else, and this will be my next book that I'm reading, so I'll tell you guys how it is. Hi, Uncle Henry. Uncle Henry says, hi, Lisa. So, yeah, The Many Faces of Made. So, I'll let you guys know how it is. That is what I'm going to be reading. And our death question, I got to look back in our questions, and I can't remember if we've had this one before, but my question for this week will be, what do you think of medical assistance in dying? Is it something that you would do yourself if you had access to it? Or like, what are your, so in your book that I know you're all writing, your, you know, with your plans for your funeral and end of life care and all of that stuff that we're writing, this will be your question for this week. I will write it up and post it nicer than just talking, but it's your opinion, and if you would want to have a maid in place if you were able to. All right, so that is that. What else do we have to talk about? Oh, goodness me. Let me have a drink and think. Okay, so I'm drinking pop. But listen, that reminds me of health. Let's talk about health. This week, I have been drinking more water. It's funny because it's out of this, like, plastic glass with a lid and a straw. And it says Coca-Cola on it because it was like one of my Christmas gifts. It came with a Coca-Cola keychain. But I'm using it I put ice in it and then I just fill it with the fridge, like water. And I still have my pop, but I'll have a sip of pop, but I'll be just drinking lots of water. Partly because I'm sick, but also because on Monday, me and Steve started eating healthier again. So today is day 7 of us eating healthy, smaller portions and really paying attention to what we're eating. We weighed ourselves at the beginning of the week. It's not just about weight. It's not just about, you know, those things. We need to do our measurements too. We should have done them already before we started, but it's been a week of eating healthier and smaller portions because we know we were totally overdoing it for quite a few months. Then getting on to the exercise because yes, eating is lots of it, but there's also the being active. And like I said, bringing those bins up the stairs nearly wiped me out. I literally had to sit down after it. So until whatever this is, that's made me sick, until this is gone, I'm not really going to do anything more physical than trying to get the house clean. But I am proud of us. We've done a week now of eating healthy. So today's dinner was chicken thighs with the skin off and Brussels sprouts. I made gravy as well because Erica likes gravy with her Brussels sprouts. And Steve, well, I had one beet as well, but Steve likes, they make like beetroot in, it's not pickled, but you can get it in like, it's like, what do you call that? Vacuum packed. And it's just cooked, ready to eat beetroot. So it's cooked and then you keep it in the fridge. So you just open the package, take out a cooked beetroot and slice it into slices, and he just eats it like that with his supper. So he had a few of those with his dinner too. So yeah, that's what was for dinner tonight. So we just say chicken and veg, chicken and veg, chicken and veg. We do eat other things besides chicken and veg, but that's just our, you know, like me and Steve can eat chicken and veg. Chicken is so versatile. And even if I just take a chicken breast and cut it into strips and eat it with Frank's Red Hot Sauce, that is enough for me. That's a treat. So yesterday I made chicken breast, but I made them on the George Foreman. And then when they were ready, instead of like taking the chicken breast while it was raw and cutting it into strips and then putting it in egg and breadcrumbs and light frying it like in just a little bit of oil in the pan for the kids, yesterday I cooked them all on the George. Then I took the cooked breast, cut it into strips, dipped it in egg, breadcrumbs, and with a little bit of salt and pepper in the breadcrumbs, and then put it in the pan just to cook the breadcrumbs and eggs. And that was, I made homemade chicken strips for the kids. And me and Steve just ate chicken, well, we actually had chicken salad. So we had our chicken breast cut up and mixed with lettuce, tomato, cucumber, onion. Mine had peppers in it. Steve's didn't, obviously, because he's allergic. So on that front, yeah, we've done a week of eating healthy, and we will keep you updated on those things. So what has been up with you guys? What's new with you guys? How is your winter? In Edmonton last week, my sister sent me that one night, overnight, it was like minus 50, felt like minus 60, which is crazy for the prairies. Like the Canadian prairies, like that's colder than any of us have ever experienced. I wasn't there, but what Melody wrote is, hang on, I just want to make sure I didn't miss any comments. Melody, you wrote is. What did I say something where I was supposed to say is? Or yeah, so that is cold. And then you guys, like in Alberta on the prairies, they had no snow for Christmas, but then the snow came afterwards. There was a lot. What did Steve said? Somebody said that they overnight they were going to get, correct me if I'm wrong, it was like 23 inches of snow or something overnight, or 30 something inches. Like it was a crazy amount of snow overnight one night, like in the last few days. But I can't remember who he said it, but I know it was a Canadian. But so how's your winter going? We're on January 21st already. Mr. Steven is going to be 60 years old in 5 days. So, oh, Melody Melody said, I had wrote chicken breasts are so expensive. Everything's expensive, and meat is definitely expensive. So things that you can do, like I've said before, when I make minced beef, okay, if I'm making tacos for the kids, sometimes I'll buy it's minced beef and minced pork mixed. What do we call it? Ground beef in North America. Ground beef and ground pork mixed. So it's cheaper because pork is cheaper than beef. And I'll cook that for their tacos. They don't even notice, especially if you're putting on taco seasoning. They can't tell that it's not just all beef. But I also mix in rice with it. It makes it a burrito, yeah, but it goes way further. The thing is, the way that we eat meat nowadays is crazy, crazy, crazy amounts of meat compared to what it was years ago. Years ago, your veg and your bread was your main food, and you might have a little bit of meat for flavoring, with a soup, or, the fat from the meat for spreading on your bread or whatever, spreading on your bed. So yes, it is expensive, but what you do then is when you buy it, you cut it up, either raw or cook it and then cut it up, and then use it sparingly, but stretch it out. So if you want like a chicken wrap, instead of putting like a bunch of strips of chicken in like you would if it wasn't expensive, just put a few pieces of chicken in and lots more veg, and use things that aren't. Onion is one of the cheapest vegetables if you like it. I like onions, so I can load up on onions. Melody says, yes, I use ground chicken more than ground beef. Well, we don't really get ground chicken here. We get ground turkey. But I wonder, I don't know offhand how the price is compared to beef with the turkey. I know the packages are smaller, so I don't always buy it, but again, healthy. And yeah, if your ground turkey is cheaper than you don't need chicken breast. That's why I bought chicken thighs. I can't remember. I know chicken thighs, if you get them like skinless and boneless, they're more expensive. I would rather buy the chicken thighs and take the skin off and the bone out myself than pay the difference. But chicken thighs also have more flavor. Plus, you can always buy whole chickens, cook them, disintegrate them, like take all the meat off of them, and then make little baggies or like little containers portioned of your chicken meat. And then, like I said, if you want to have a chicken salad for your lunch, take out one of those little things of chicken meat, thaw it, and then it can be on your chicken salad for lunch. Salads are great because they can be way more filling than you think. You can add so many things to them. I know people who add apples and strawberries and raisins. I'm allergic to apples and strawberries, but there's people who add those to their salads. But you can also add egg and ham and cheese, and like there's so many versions of salad. I bought the stuff to make a Greek salad, so I'm excited about that. But again, salads can be great. It just depends on what dressing you use. Steve loves his yogurt mint sauce. It's healthy, so yogurt mint sauce. It's healthier, and he puts it on lots of stuff. I like my Frank's red hot sauce. It's healthy, and it's good. Melody says, oh, hang on, I gotta read the other comments first. I bought split chicken wings. Chicken wings are expensive as well, but I do like my chicken wings sometimes. Remember when chicken wings were like one of the cheap, that's what Steve says, especially as being a butcher and like whatever, 4th generation butcher. He talks about the things that were like the cheapest and the things that they wanted to get rid of in the, you know, that they would make things out of or do different things to try and sell these cheap meats that nobody wanted. Chicken wings were one of those things that were like nobody wanted them until it became this huge thing, especially in like pubs and bars and stuff, to have your chicken wings. And I can't remember, there's other things like that now too, where it's like really expensive. No one wanted them before, but now they're expensive because everybody wants them. Okay, so Melody said quinoa to salad. Yes, I do have quinoa in the kitchen. There's also couscous. Couscous is like, it is carbs because it is pasta, but no, not couscous. Yeah, I think couscous, quinoa is a grain. It's little seeds. But couscous, I'm pretty sure, is the one that's like a little pasta. I know orzo is a pasta as well. It looks like rice, but it's a pasta. But correct me if I'm wrong. Couscous is a carb, like pasta, I think, as well. But Melody says they are still cheaper here. Speaking of the chicken wings. Well, that's good. I'm glad they are. They're just not, like, even when you go to the bar or pub, like, I remember when chicken wings were like 10 cents, maybe they got up to 25 cents a wing. Now you order wings, say, if I say pounds, you say dollars, whatever. So you go to a restaurant and you get a starter of wings and you pay $5 or $6, and you get like 6 wings. Like that's like a pound or $1 for a wing each. Like it's just, yeah, I'd rather make them at home. Same thing. What I do when I make the wings for the kids is I make the wings. You can do them in the air fryer. You can do them on the George. You can do them in the oven, whatever works for you. And then once they're nice and crispy and awesome, it's the same thing the restaurants do, but I do it at home. So Erica likes barbecue sauce. Squirt some barbecue sauce in a bowl, put her wings in, take a plate to cover the bowl, and just shake it, and now she's got barbecue chicken wings. Mine can be Frank's Red Hot Sauce. So we all get to have chicken wings, but we get to have them the way we want them, and they're made at home, which is, even if chicken wings are expensive, it's way cheaper to make these things at home if you can than buy them out in a restaurant. Yeah, so you will see more of my posts like with my food, because I like to make food. I like when we're doing low carb, no carb. Like we're not no carb right now, but we're doing low carb. And again, this isn't about being skinny or fitness buff or anything else. It's just about being healthy. So I like making those. So you should have seen Steve's plate. He had 2 chicken thighs and a mound of Brussels sprouts. And I'm not saying veg is cheap either. Everything's expensive. So the thing is also, Melody, we talked about meat being expensive and everything else. I talked about this before when I was actually getting in shape and stuff. Do you ever buy like ready meals and stuff, and you warm it up and you think, who is this portion for? Like a child? But really, those portions are actually the portions that we should be eating. When you actually put on your plate the portions that we need to be healthy and still active and everything else, the portions are so small that, like, me giving Steve a mound of Brussels sprouts and 2 chicken thighs and everything else, obviously he's a man, he's bigger, he's going to eat more than me, but, you know, it could be a healthy meal for me with, like, a quarter amount of those Brussels sprouts and even a half of a chicken thigh, depending on the size of the chicken thigh, and a beet. Auntie Diane says, hi there, Lisa. Just woke up. Did inventory last night for Costco. Happy it's only twice a year. Oh yeah, my dad hated when it was inventory in the warehouse. So I understand. And Melody does inventory sometimes at work as well. Melody says, I made a big frying pan full of onion and... What are cremini mushrooms? Onion and mushroom sounds good. The other thing, so I have okay, I like cabbage. So I have no problem with steamed cabbage, cabbage soup. We don't want to we did do the cabbage soup diet once, but I've read up on it and stuff, and cabbage soup is healthy. Cabbage soup is great, but you don't need to do the diet where you just eat cabbage soup. But I love cabbage, but something that makes the cabbage yummy, gives you a little bit of protein. You gotta be careful with how much bacon you eat because of the salt, but you know, just cut up your bacon, either cook it and then cut it up, or cut it up and then cook it, but make like your own bacon bits and then steam your cabbage, and just bacon and cabbage. Yum. This is what I was saying, is I'm going to post more in my no carb, low carb album, because I even went back to it and looked through my pictures as inspiration of meals to make. And it makes me so excited when I'm making these meals that have more flavor than just like a brown meal where I made chicken strips and chips. And there's so many things that you can make and they taste great and everything else. The thing that I have to watch, though, even when I'm making those healthy meals, is, like I said, the portions. Because we want to eat more than we need. Like even Auntie Diane talking about Costco. What's my favorite thing at Costco? Well, in Canada, I like the chips, like the poutine. But they don't have chips at the Costco here. Don't ask me why, when chips is a huge thing here. French fries, whatever. But like the pizzas, both there and here, it's just like American pizza, just greasy pepperoni, big slice of pizza. I love Costco pizza, but I wouldn't be able to eat that right now. Not for the first few weeks anyways. So Melody said the onions and mushrooms for her lunch, and turkey sausages. That sounds good too. And Dan says, I need to get eating healthy again. Starts with shopping, LOL. And to Diane, I don't know, and she says also meal prep. Yes, I don't know how it's been with you right now, because I haven't like specifically looked at any of your posts for your working out and your eating healthy and everything else, but you had done amazingly. So I don't know if you fell off the wagon, so to speak, as I did, or not, but yeah, I know as soon as you want to, just like me and Steve, you'll be right back on it. You were totally an inspiration. You did amazing things, and that was great to see. And then we can swap recipes. And like I said, it's not even about us being like super in shape or anything else. It's just about, it's about age. It's about health. Like, and obviously, like I said, if we do those things, I get more excited about like snacks even. Like knowing that I get to have a snack, like Steve will have like grapes and cheese, and I'll have yogurt with a few raisins in, and what else? He'll have an apple cut up, and I'll have an orange cut up. Not too many oranges because that'll hurt my stomach, but you know, just like it. You get excited when you know that you're allowed to have a snack, and when it's something you actually like. What else? That's, I mean, that is one of the big things, is like, or I'll go to the fridge and I'll have, like a slice of meat, like lunch meat, a slice of meat and a slice of cheese, and just eat that. So I don't feel guilty at all, but it's yummy. And what else? I got lots of yogurts in the fridge. We like just slicing up, they call them courgettes here because they're small, but like zucchini. And today Anne said, thanks. And Melody says, I love Greek yogurt and grapes. I do not like Greek yogurt at all. But yogurt and grapes was fine. Melody says vanilla Greek yogurt. I love vanilla flavoring. So vanilla yogurt, yes. Now, see, now, isn't it exciting though when you know that, oh, Melody, like frozen grapes, right? And you know, when you freeze the grapes and you eat it, like that's awesome. And Dan says, consistency every day. Christmas is always a hard time of the year. Very true, especially in Canada. It's easier for me here. Like they do lots of like tins of chocolates and stuff here. And I know in Canada we do boxes of chocolates and they're all, but like it probably goes back again to living on the, you know, in a harsher climate and having to preserve things and make it through the winter. And also like if you're working the land and doing all those, you're going to use more carbs than everything else. But that you guys in North America do way more Christmas baking than they do here. So the baking, whether you're doing it or the next person's doing it, you eat a lot more baking during the Christmas season because it's everywhere. So I'm grateful for that I miss it, but I'm grateful that there's not as much here because otherwise I'd want to eat it. I still haven't made my pecan tarts and stuff, but I will. Oh, lots of things with eggs. I have the ingredients too. I want to make, one of my favorite Chinese dishes is egg foo young. And it is simple. It's just an egg omelet, like a Chinese omelet. So you add bean sprouts and chicken. Again, Melody, you just a little bit of chicken because there's so many other things in there. You don't even need the chicken, really. You can add some little shrimp and bean sprouts, spring onion if you want. Green onion, we call it in North America. Yeah, and that's basically it. And then you just, like, with your egg, sorry, whipped egg. I like whipping my eggs so that they're more frothy and fluffy. Yeah, and then they do in, like, you know, like a Chinese gravy and different, like, they have different sauces in different places if you buy the egg foo young, but I am happy to eat egg foo young just the way it is. So I have bean sprouts in the fridge right now. Bean sprouts don't last very long, but you can freeze them, especially if you're going to be I make like a Chinese soup, and the bean sprouts will be fine in there. If I use them for the egg foo young, then frozen ones will be fine as well. So very exciting to talk about food, and I don't even know what time it is. I know that I do want to get to bed early when I'm done this. Like, Steve's out with his mates. I want to just go to sleep because not only am I not feeling good, so in the mornings, I really don't want to get out of bed to get stuff done because I feel like crap. But my car is still not fixed. So if I want to go anywhere, I need a boost before I go because it was a battery I hate that cars are not mechanical anymore. Not that I could fix them, but they're computerized. So there's some kind of circuit, what does it say again? Electrical circuit fault. And it kills my battery. And then we replaced the battery because it kept killing my battery, but it's still doing the same thing. So it's going to kill this battery till its death as well. So we've had two mechanics look at it, and they can't find the fault, so they can't fix it. So it's a Peugeot, so we need to bring it to the Peugeot dealership to deal with it. So, Steve was going to do that for me this week, but he was besides doing all his regular work, he was working on the washing machine and dryer. You know, it's just ridiculous how long you have to be on the phone with these people for things like household things when they're getting paid to be there and you're not getting paid to talk to them to fix things that are under warranty. Melody says, yum, egg foo young. One of my favorites. I still haven't tried making it though. Mel, honestly, I was surprised how easy it is to make and that it tastes exactly the same as like eating it in a restaurant. It's crazy. I think what it is the bean sprouts and the shrimp really make it what it is. I just love you guys and I miss you guys and I'm so glad that my regulars are on talking to me right now because it makes it so much better when we're all together and the conversation goes. So we're only at 40 minutes, so we still got 22 minutes or 21 minutes to ramble. But what I was saying is tomorrow so I need a boost before Steve goes to work and I gotta go to the laundromat or laundrette. I say I'm bilingual. It's like I speak Canadian and British English, or I'm trying anyways. So I gotta go to the laundromat tomorrow, and then is there anything else I need to do while I'm out? Well, like grocery shopping on Tuesday. Okay, there was something else I needed to remember about tomorrow. But I know Aurora has an inset day from college, so she's going to help me put the stuff up in the loft, the Christmas stuff that still needs to go up there. Oh, it's good that Aurora's home tomorrow, too, because if I'm going to the laundromat, I just remembered Steve ordered some meat. So there's a small meat order. I say small because compared to what my dad would order, he would order enough meat for a year, and we had a chest freezer out in the garage, and it would be full of just meat and bread. So when I say Steve ordered a small meat order, it is a lot of meat for us to buy at once, but it was a really good deal. So I have the meat orders coming tomorrow, so I have to be here for that. But if Aurora's going to be home, then she can take in the meat order. I better make room in the freezer, though, because I don't want it out. Yeah, anyways, thinking out loud, sorry. My point is, there's things that need to get done tomorrow, and depending on what time Steve has to be at work, I have to be up so we can boost my car so I can go do the laundry at the laundromat. And so maybe I'll have an afternoon nap when I get back, but we'll see. So, yeah, like I said, even though I'm not feeling well, there's no reason that I can't still ramble with you guys. So I'm really happy to be back to these and to be talking to you guys. We'll see in the next few weeks. I'd like to get, like I said, past guests, new guests, and do different things with my rambling hours. But, you know, or even themes or whatever. But for now, it's like, I can't believe everything's like happening. Time just goes so quickly. Like, it was just Christmas, and now it's like January 21st. I don't know. Before you know it, we're going to be in Canada, so that is exciting for the summertime. We got to figure out our plans and where we're going to be at what time, so we can let you guys know so that we can make plans to see each other. Yeah, I'll talk to Steve about that to try and see when we're gonna. He is the kind of person who will, like, his idea is to go to Canada in the summer, so he's already got that, like, that's a done deal for him. But all the detail, he is one to, like, even, like, if we're going somewhere on the weekend, say he plans on going to his dad's for the weekend, we're like, okay, well, what day are we leaving? What time are we leaving? We won't know until, like, right before, the night before, whereas I like to plan things, like, way ahead. So for him, he knows that we're going to Canada, and that's enough for him. For me, and for my family, I know that they want to know what weeks we're going to be there, because if they're taking their holidays and they only have 2 weeks for holidays, and you know what I mean? So, like, say Melody's off for 2 weeks in Edmonton, but I'm going to be in Grand Prairie for those 2 weeks, but she doesn't want to go to Grand Prairie, then we'll miss it. So I will figure it out, and I will let you guys know. I'll talk to Steve, but I'll also try and work around you guys and when your holidays are, or what you guys are doing as well. So that's exciting. And I was just thinking about, like, Auntie Diane being on and how we camped with them in Grand Prairie, and it will have been 5 years, but at the same time, it feels like the memories are, like, right there, so it feels like it hasn't been that long, but it really has been, like, 5 years, and so I'm really excited to go and see you guys again. But I'm so I say it all the time, but I'm so grateful for technology. I really, really am. I keep up with people so much this way from all over the place, and I don't know what I would do without it, because lots of my favorite people are from all over the place. And it just makes me feel like my besties and my family are, like, right close with me, even though we are, like, so far apart. I don't know if there's anything else. Melody says, do you know what month you are coming down? Well, like I said before, Erica, in the past, the kids have got off school halfway through July, but because Erica's on her final year, her exams will be done probably by the end of June. So we should be in Canada for basically all of July, all of August. So I will let you know. And Diana says, need some good movies to watch. What are your favorites? And then she said, we just canceled our satellite, only streaming Netflix, Prime, Stack TV. And Auntie Diane says, look forward to seeing you guys in summer. Okay, yeah, so and Netflix, I guess, is getting commercials now. The annoying thing, too, is like it's only 2 people per Netflix subscription. So we just had this fight last night. Like, Steve wanted to watch something on Netflix. He pays for it, so obviously he gets it. But then the other one, like, Erica had a friend over, so they wanted to watch something, but Tom wanted to watch something, but Aurora wanted to watch something. Like, so, movies. We just watched a movie last night, and I actually do recommend it. I don't know if Steve got it on. He has, like, it's called a Fire Stick. It's, like, sort of illegal. Like, well, you can buy them, but I guess, like, I don't know how it works exactly, but it's like a little thing that you stick into the TV, and it gives you, like, every channel everywhere and all this stuff. So lots of movies that are out in theaters or different things, he can find them on there, or programs that you can't find on TV, whatever. So we watched it's called Lift with Kevin Hart. It was really well done. I like the storyline. I like the action. It wasn't like overly action, because sometimes I just zone out when there's too much like fighting or action, but like it was done really well. So Lift was really good. We haven't watched a lot of movies. Like, we have a lot of movies, I guess, like Steve like saves them to watch, but we just tend to be watching a lot of different series, TV series and stuff. I think I told you guys before that we're watching Shetland. It's based in the Shetland Islands, up at the top of the UK, like above Scotland. So they have Scottish accents and stuff. It is part of Scotland, but it's called the Shetland Islands. So there's a show called Shetland. I did tell you guys this last week, because I said for the purpose of the show, a lot of people die because it's about a police office, whatever. But I don't think that many people die really there. Otherwise, you're just like, whoa, remind us not to go live in Shetland or whatever. But so we're watching Shetland. We watched, oh, what's it called now? Did we finish it? Oh, based on a true story with Kaylee Kuko. And I think it was only 1 season so far, and we finished it. So that is, like, it has to do with, like, her and her husband starting a podcast about serial killers, and, yeah, and there is a serial killer in it, and it's kind of, it's kooky and funny and entertaining, but it's a bit, yeah, it does get better, I guess, after the first few episodes, but, because I wanted to see what happened next. So that's a good sign when you want to finish watching it. What else have we watched? So I don't know about movies, and especially when, like, I'll think about it, and I can let you know next week if I think of any. I can't think of anything else that we've been watching lately. There is a 4-part series that we want to watch. I can't remember what it's called, but only one of those parts were available so far, so we haven't started watching that yet. I'm so tired of this cough. I know it's only been like 2 weeks, but it's a dry cough, so there's nothing there. It's just enough to, like I said, that you can feel it in my, if I cough too much, I can feel it like in my chest, in my lungs, but definitely in my throat, and it's like a tickle or an itch, just enough to like make you want to like cough to scratch it, but there's nothing there to, you know, like if you have a phlegmy cough, at least there's like something happening there, but it's just annoying. And like I said, I'm trying not to cough so that it can get better. I'm looking forward to summer too. I'm excited about being in Canada. My plan is, well, I got to talk to Steve about it, but my plan is to leave here, say at the beginning of July, and then spend a week at least in Ontario to see our friends and family there. Family? We don't have any family in Ontario. I meant our friends, my friends and Steve's friends. We have some mutual friends, but we both have individual friends as well. So I'd like to spend some, if we're flying and landing in Toronto anyways, I would like to see the people that I haven't seen in even longer years than that. Like, I haven't been to Ontario. Well, I met Steve in 2012. That was my first retreat in Ontario. And then 2013 and then 2014 is when we started dating. So my last retreat in Ontario was 2014. After that, when I moved here, he would go for retreats there because he's a teacher, but I had the kids here, and so I never went to another retreat. So I haven't seen my Ontario people since 2014. So that's like almost 10 years. That'll be 10 years. Oh my goodness. That's even crazier than the 5 years. So yeah, I'd like to spend some time in Ontario. And then make our way, obviously, to Alberta, to my mom's house. That'll be first stop. And then I know we're planning, I know Melody, you guys, the family, is planning a camping in Meadow Lake, I think. And then also I thought a good thing for us to do, whether with or without the family, but for Steve, is somewhere I've never been, living in Alberta. And obviously the kids and Steve have never been, is Drumheller and the Badlands. So that's something that I thought would be a good experience. Because even though for me it's seeing friends and family and just being at home, for Steve it's a trip. He wants to, when we travel, he likes to see things and do things and everything else. So I thought that would be a good idea. Yes, like a lot of exciting things in life. This cold is just a little bit of a hindrance, but like I said, the office is getting cleaner and more uncluttered, clutter-free, whatever. And then like the laundry room getting, it's like I said, it's lipstick on a pig. I didn't fill any of the holes. I didn't, so like where big bolts have been ripped out, where the toilet was or whatever. I didn't do any of that. All I did was paint the walls, so that it looked better, because like there's just big marks of like where there's no paint or paint has come off, and then there is paint, and and then there's like these stains on that I couldn't get off, and it just looked a mess. So I just put paint on it, and it has made a huge difference. So once the washer and dryer are, and I was trying to do it with like not spending money. So like I said, I used paint that we already had that was old in the garage, and I used 2 different greens. And I made like it's just a small room. The washer and dryer are at the back, like both front loading. So I had like these old pieces of countertop that were on top of them for me to fold laundry on. But they're out of there right now because of the maintenance people needing to work on them. So I measured to see if I could get just one piece of like old cupboard, what do you call it? Countertop. Like I was gonna go somewhere and see what I could get for cheap, just some kind of piece of countertop to fit there, so that it was one piece instead of the 2 pieces I have. But then now that it looks good, Steve said, because we have we're gonna have wood countertops in our kitchen. So when he found a bunch of like nice wood countertops reduced, he bought them. And they stood in our garage for a while because we were going to use them for the kitchen. Luckily, and then because our countertops got messed up and our cupboards were in before our countertops, we actually did use a couple of them as countertops for a bit until our proper countertops were ready. So the one we used where the sink was, and we cut out the part for the double sink, that is our cutting board in our kitchen now. And the girls have some in the rooms, like on their dressers, like 2 little white dressers, and then a board across it to make like a big desk. But there's still a couple in the garage. So Steve said, why don't we use that there? And I'm like, if you're letting me cut one of those in half to use it in the laundry room, for sure, I'm not going to complain. It is something we already have. It's not being used. Might as well use it. So, but now I'm excited about it. And I was like, okay, just let me know when you're ready to cut that. Because like in my head, I want it done now. Now that he said, I'm not going to cut it because I have not used a saw very much. I know how to do it, but the problem with going in a straight line with a saw is that it takes practice. Like the more you do it, the straighter you'll be. So I'll get him to cut it. But once the wash machine and dryer are fixed and I put in that, and I'm excited. I will show you guys the interested in camping with you all in Meadow Lake. Keep us posted with the dates. And Diane, you can message Melody or Tina. They know the dates that they already have planned for Meadow Lake. I don't know the dates, so we're just gonna like kind of invite ourselves along to Meadow Lake at the same time as well, if everyone's gonna be there. So, because they were doing that with or without us. Yeah, so what I was saying is, okay, so yeah, the laundry room looks good. Everything's just more inspirational right now with all the Christmas stuff put away, and even though like there's the stuff that needs to go up in the loft, I brought, I only have one bin of Valentine stuff. So, but it just looks nice. I changed the tablecloth in the dining room, and I've taken all the stuff out of the bin, so, and out of like boxes and wrapping and whatever. So all the Valentine stuff is sitting on the dining room table. So like the house just looks good. It makes me feel good. Things are getting done, but slowly. And yeah, but this is just, yeah, whatever. And Auntie Dan says, okay, Mel, can you message me those dates? Yes, so I am going to continue to eat healthier, smaller portions, and I will get back on the exercise as soon as I don't feel like this. We had the privilege of babysitting our grandson on last Wednesday, and even though I'm home every day anyways, Steve, luckily he's his own boss, so he took the Wednesday off so that he could babysit as well. And honestly, even though I could do it all myself, he could do it all himself, so I don't have to do anything when he's babysitting Jackson, because he just knows how to do it, and he does it, and it's great to see a man like that. Too bad he's like nearing 60 and not ready to make new babies. Plus, I'm not, but I'm just saying I wish there was more men out there like that who are totally hands-on and everything else, but, no, Melody says, when we get it figured out. Okay, so I guess you guys don't have your dates figured out yet. So, yeah, so we got to babysit Jackson. There's a few other days that we get to babysit him as well for the day, so that's exciting news. He's growing up fast, 9 months already. No, he's over 9 months. I think I guess today's the 21st, so he's 10 months today, I'm pretty sure. What is it? March. So January, February, March. Yeah, so he's nearing 1 year old. Very exciting. Auntie Melody. Melody says, Tara can't book until the camping registration opens in March, I think. Oh, I understand. So you can't guarantee what dates you're going to be at Meadow Lake until the camping registration's open so that you can actually book those. And then you'll know for sure that those are the dates. Gotcha. Okay. So yeah, let us know what dates those are too. Although, like I said, if we're there for the whole summer, it's not as relevant, but then I can plan around it as well so we know what dates to do things as well. So hopefully don't plan it like the first week of July, because I want to be in Ontario for that. So we've talked about plants, books, some movies and TV. We've talked about food, fitness, which is nil right now being sick, so health. The weather is miserable here. It's raining today. There's like, 70 kilometer winds right now, so my polytunnel like top is, like the frame is there, but the plastic that goes on top is off again, because that's what the winds do. So crazy winds that we get here. What else is there that we need to... Oh, we talked about death, which is, one of my favorite subjects. And yeah, I think we are done for the week. Is there anything else that you guys want to tell me about or talk about? Or what is your plans for this week coming up? Mine is to not be sick anymore and just tidy up the things that I've, like, all the messes that I've made around the house. Like with, like the laundry room, I can't put everything back into the laundry room until the washer and dryer are fixed. So that stuff's in the kitchen right now. Once I get, and some of it's in the bathroom downstairs. Once I get the stuff out of the entranceway, the extra Christmas stuff, up in the landing, which is tomorrow, and then Aurora will pass it to me to put in the loft. Then I can take the stuff out of the downstairs bathroom and put it in the entranceway, and then I can finally paint the downstairs bathroom. So Steve's gonna get the plumber to come and put the shower in down there. And I'm gonna paint the walls with the white, like a primer first, and then we will choose a color. So that was really part of me getting out the painting stuff, is that I knew I needed to paint in there anyway. So yeah. And now I'm just going to do my posts, I guess, on Instagram and stuff like that. I'll put links in the comments here for where I got my apparel, and also for the see, I'm not thinking of it, and I can't look at my phone right now because my phone's there, but is it Good Death Doulas, or is it, I want to say Good Deeds, but it's not Good Deeds, but it's something like that, Good Death. Anyways, it's, yeah, my brain is not working, but I will put it in the comments as soon as I'm done here. I'll go on Instagram and find it. So, I love you guys. Thanks for tuning in, and we will see you next Sunday. Same time, same place as in Facebook, and who knows where in the house I'll be or what the plans will be, all right? But hopefully I will be feeling better than this. Let me know if you guys have any recipes. I'm going to pin, right now, I think you can only pin one thing to the top of your Facebook page, and right now I have pinned a movie that me and my siblings' kids made when we camped, 11 or 12 years ago. So, but I want to pin my no carb photo album thing, whatever, to the top of my page, so I can add more to that and look through it again for different ideas and inspiration. A melody, I meant to say also, one thing that I've had before, where you slice onion really thin, like white onion, and slice cucumber really thin, and you just put that, you can use cucumber dressing or whatever, but that's a really nice salad too, just cucumber and onion. And yes, and I will keep drinking my water, and we will talk about it next week and see how you guys do, especially with healthy eating, smaller portions. We can discuss things that have lots of flavor, and just make us feel good inside, and yeah. All right. Melody says, enjoy your week and love you. And I love you too, and everybody else. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week. Bye. And Melody says, yes, so yummy. And Dan says, sounds good. See you next week. Bye, guys. Bye, Mom. I know you're on too.